Okay, everyone, welcome to the June meeting of the Doylestown Township Public Water Sewer Advisory Committee. First order of business. I know I got it to you late, I'm sorry, but it took me, there were some technical difficulties getting a hold of the April video on my end to be able to do the meeting minutes. I did send those out to everybody though today. If you had an opportunity to go through them, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. If not, we have a motion to approve the April meeting minutes.
I have a motion to approve.
Wally, do we have a second?
Second, John.
Hey, you're there. Welcome.
Yeah, I had a little trouble getting on, but now I'm here.
Hey, great to see you, John. Thank you.
Good to see you, John.
Okay, we have a second. Any objections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. And I will apologize ahead of time for some of the noise in the background. I have a new addition to our family, a 15-week-old German Shepherd puppy who likes to let himself be known that he's here. So the next order of business, we have no guests. Keith, I'll be able to, so I can let you go. You want to give us a quick update on the wrap up of the water project by DTMA and Pebble Ridge Woodridge?
Sure. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
We're in I guess a lull from a water perspective right now. Our contractor is still continuing to do some restoration out there. They have left the site as of, I guess, maybe 6 weeks ago. Our contractor will be coming back most likely in September to finish both Anvil Lane as well as extend the pipeline down Lower State Road to Doylestown Walk. So everybody's seen the signs going up at Doylestown Walk. They will be connecting, that new neighborhood will be connecting to public water and sewer. And part of the agreement with Toll is to extend public water down from Lower State Road close to Brinker. So we're excited to get that going. That'll be going in as I said, September. Other than that, we're connecting people. People on every street, I think, are connected at this point. So we're excited, and I know we read our first quarterly bills out there. I know nobody likes the bills, but I think everybody, the feedback I got was it's not as expensive as I thought it would be, and that's the great thing about public water and DTMA in particular is that water is never as expensive as it seems. A funny story, somebody called me up and said I pay, I think it's maybe $400 or $500 to have their pool filled, and they asked what the cost would be through public water, and I think it was about $100 or so. So there are opportunities for savings. If anybody knows somebody that wants to connect to public water, by all means, we are happy to oblige. So I know the restoration is done out there. Stephanie probably can go into that a little bit, but the roads are being paved, which is a great thing. And I think we're coming to the end of both the sewer and the water. So we're excited. It's been a long time coming, and pretty soon we won't see Pebble Ridge Woodridge for 30 years. So that's a good thing. So any questions? Anybody have any questions? Yeah, go ahead, Wally.
Keith, two things. One, I know that if we hook up to sewer, we've got to pay to have our septic closed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then what they do, they just fill it in and
for the septic, yeah, that they basically take I think stone maybe. Now for the well, we're giving the homeowners the opportunity to keep their well, and
that's what I was going to ask. That's the other question was what do we do with the well?
Right. If we don't encourage it, but we don't not allow it either. So if somebody wants to to get rid of their well, then they would just, I think they end up throwing bentonite, their contractor would throw bentonite clay down the well and cap it and seal it. And then the Bucks County Health Department, they regulate the local private wells. They would keep track of that to know that a private well has been sealed.
Okay, but you could keep it open if you wanted to.
That's correct.
Okay,
As long as there's no cross connection, right?
Correct. Yeah, we have certain parameters that the homeowners have to meet. The pipes can't be interconnected. And we inspect it both from the township end as well, and going forward in the future, the authority will be inspecting to make sure that there's no quote unquote cross connections between the public water supply and the private well.
okay,
Sometimes some bad things happen and people cross connect those two lines, and it's on us to keep that from not happening, as well as inspecting that.
now I don't have a pool, but could someone use their private well to fill their pool?
I don't think too many people fill their pools with private wells. That's a lot of water, and I think people, one of the great things that people come to DTMA with and say, gee, I don't have to worry about my well drying up anymore.
Right,
So I don't really hear that. That's why most people pay a service
okay,
to have their pool filled. That's a lot. I forget the amount of gallons, 50,000 gallons, or it's a lot of water.
Yeah, as a pool owner, I'll tell you, I'll top off the pool using the well. But if you got to do a fill, you got to bring a tanker truck in to do that. The other thing is you need to run it through your water softener, Wally, because if you take the water right out of the well, it's too hard.
okay,
And the mineral content in it, it turns the pool green the minute you add chlorine and other stuff to it. So
okay, just a thought, just
Sure. Yep.
excellent, sounds like we're doing well.
Yeah.
And we have, in Wally, just so you know, on the township website under Pebble Ridge Woodridge, we have a how to connect, and there's information there about the closure of the well of your on-lot septic system, and working with the Bucks County Health Department to do that.
Perfect, good.
Mm-hmm.
And just as an aside, Wally, I got a quote from a plumber to do that part of the job. And it was about $2,000 to empty between emptying and then filling in the septic tank. Mine was a little more because I also have a holding tank.
Yes,
I would
you're right.
imagine for most people, it might be like half that amount.
John, you have a question? Yeah.
Yeah, did I understand you to say that the only reason that the contractor left the site was because of Doylestown Walk connection?
Yeah, that's the main reason. We have about 1,600 feet of pipe to go
Okay,
to get down there. So they need to install pipe down Lower State Road.
okay,
Yeah, and the agreements just weren't ready in time. The timing
Yep.
never matched up. So now we're entering the agreement stage with Toll Brothers. So it's looking like it's a go.
okay, good.
Anybody else?
No, but I have along that line, maybe Stephanie or Joe know. Do we know about how much that contribution will be to the project from the Toll Brothers?
There's 137 townhomes and a little over 26,000 per. So it's probably, my math is somewhere around 3.5 million.
Ooh,
Yeah, it'll take the $8.5 million project and bring it down significantly. I mean, the problem is I don't think we're gonna get it all at one shot. So
well, okay, but still,
they'll pull them probably as they pull building permits. They'll make those contributions and everything. So
super.
I'm just waiting on all that paperwork and documentation and everything.
That was
So
very
that's what we're
fortunate.
anticipating. Yeah, yeah.
Does anybody have anything else for Keith? Because if not, I think he'd like to get home.
I'm okay. I like hanging out with you guys too, so.
Mhm.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, Keith.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Stephanie, do you want to add anything on the sewer side of the, from the last meeting with Bucks
Yeah,
County?
I mean, things
With
are, moving along. The Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority is just about coming out of the easement onto Old New Road, which then will be able to do David's Way, and kind of finish up the Willow Lane. They made that, and there's an easement there they went through, and, they'll be able to finish that up. And then they'll be able to get on the other side of the, project, which is the Alms House Road, Doe Run, Militia Hill area. You may recall, as part of the project, there are residents, who are on Alms House Road. They have big 10-acre lots and everything. They were provided, EDUs from actually the Doylestown Township Municipal Authority when when the authority owned the sewer treatment plant back in the day. And there's a Castle Valley interceptor, and they have the ability to either go out the back and connect, and they have a deadline on that, or they're gonna get, assessed for the line in the street as well. And so they've got, some decisions to be making, and soon, by the end of the year, they'll be able to do that because the line will be in front of their place as well. So, so I've been talking to some of them, and we'll see what they end up doing. A couple are very close to the road, others are kind of like sitting down, on the sort of the backside closer to the Castle Valley interceptor. And so, they've got to address that and everything. So we've been dealing with those folks this week. But all really nice. So mostly, I feel bad. A couple of them have recently lost their spouses. And so, I've been dealing with the widows, and, their husbands kind of dealt with everything. And so they really weren't up to speed on like the whole project and what was going on. So, because their husbands took care of all that. So they had to, was working closely with them to make sure they understood the project and what opportunities will be there for them to connect to public sewer, either through the back of their property or the front of their property. So, yes, Wally.
For them in the street portion, if they're on large acreage, they don't get hit for their acreage, do they?
No, because everything's being shared equally.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, I mean, it's a question of whether or not it's more cost effective for them to go out the back door, so to speak,
Okay.
and connect into the Castle Valley interceptor where it was intended for them to go, or whether not they want to come out the front and connect in out the front.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've been dealing with them. The paving portion is part of the project. Those bids, have been awarded. The base paving for like Buck Road and Springdale and part of Old New and all that has been underway. And the top coat, as we call it, or the wearing course for like Pebble Ridge, Stony Lane, Westwood, I think has occurred as well. So, that's all moving along. We did award the bid the other night for the rest of the curbing in the development. And, once Bucks County gets out of the way on Old New and David's, that up that way, we'll be able to come back with the base paving, and then next year we'll be in there and we'll top whatever roads didn't get topped this year. So I think, we're kind of coming to a closure soon, hopefully by, the end of the year, the bulk will be done. And a lot of properties for sale, there's not a day that goes by that Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority isn't sending over a notice that someone else has obtained their EDU. So we're making progress on that line. A lot of people are obtaining those EDUs and, starting to hook up and everything. So you know, I don't know what, Jenny, if you're hearing anything, or Joe in the neighborhood, positive or negative, you know, let me know, but, or Dan, I know your folks are over there. You know, but let me know, and, you know, we'll try to address it. But I think for the most part, everybody seems pretty happy, with, you know, the fact that I think everybody will be much happier when everything's said and done. But, you know, and there's a handful of properties that are for sale, so I'm also probably on the phone every day with a buyer, a seller, or their prospective realtors. John, you had a question?
Yeah, do we have any feel for how the value of the houses went up being sold? Does anybody in the neighborhood have a feeling that this increased the price to a point that it paid off, so to speak, the hooking up and putting in the line?
I think the housing market is so nuts right now that it's really
Hard to tell.
hard to you know, to say that it's because of the sewer. You know, I have friends not even in this neighborhood just trying to buy homes, and it's extremely difficult right now, and houses are going for way above asking.
Yeah.
So I think because of the crazy market, it's hard to tie it to.
Perhaps it made it more sellable with public water, public sewer than it would have been with well and septic.
Possible.
Okay. I thought it might be a selling point going forward if we could ever collect any sort of data.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it's sort of, I'm lost for the word I want, but I think that, you know, listening to the realtors, they're excited about it. I mean, they're seeming to think that it's helping in the sale. I think part of the problem is, you know, who's responsible for the bill, you know, and what will that final line in the street cost be, you know, kind of thing with the credit, and how much from the credit from toll, and, you know, the contingency and all those kind of things. I think once we have a little bit better lock on that, they'll be a little easier to negotiate. But, you know, I keep telling them, it's when the bill goes out, whoever the owner is, that's who the bill's going to, you know. But you know, definitely, you know, I've heard nothing but positive feedback. And then a lot of the, you know, realtors will be like, I live someplace else, and what, you know, is my neighborhood gonna get sewers? I'm like, one at a time. But probably looking at it.
Well, I will share that I have even my next door neighbor is just can't wait for the pipe to go in. We've already both been in touch with plumbers and gotten quotes, and they'll be hooking up with us. So on that note, is there anybody have any other questions regarding Pebble Ridge Woodridge? Okay. That being said, the next item I had on the agenda was with regards to the 537 plan. And having the benefit of already sat down with Stephanie, there is no update from Carroll Engineering, Bucks County Water and Sewer with regards to when they'll have that ready. So my suggestion is this: unless this group has another meaningful project, when I say meaningful project, like we just did the, you know, we did the webpage with regards to private well testing and private well management, the educational piece, which was definitely worthwhile. Unless somebody has a really meaningful project, I don't see a reason for us to get together over the summer until the 537 presentation is ready from Carroll Engineering and Bucks County Water and Sewer. Can I get any thoughts from the rest of you on that?
Makes sense. Why, just get together
I
just to
agree.
get together.
Yeah,
Jenny?
I
are you
like your
okay with that?
faces, but other than that,
Yeah, I mean, that sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, I had communicated with Steve Hartman. And he had indicated that, they're in the, they're just right now trying to work up like a draft document and stuff. That's what they're working on. And so when he says it's ready, he would like to then come back. So I think that's gonna probably be a little while,
probably
Before
looking
we see something on
September
there.
maybe.
Yeah, probably sometime in the fall. And I can let him know that we'd be looking for some sort of, to see what they're working on in the fall.
Dan, from a supervisor standpoint, you have any issue with that?
No, not from my standpoint. There's also keeping an eye on Pell Ridge Woodridge through our subcommittee. That's all
Yeah.
I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Yep, which we're doing. So outside of that, then I would, unless something comes up over the summer of any pertinence, I'll reach out to all of you. But I think what we'll do is we will adjourn until September. So I wish all of you a wonderful summer, a healthy, happy, and safe one for all of you. And thank you again for your time. Most important thing I want to do is respect the time that you guys, donate your time to this committee. And I want to make sure it's meaningful for everybody. I don't want you wasting your time on just spinning your wheels on a project, on something that doesn't make sense.
Good.
Okay,
Have a good summer, Joe.
all right. Meeting
Thank you.
adjourned.
Thanks,
Plenty
Joe.
of golf.
Bye, everybody.
Very
Take
good.
care.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
Have a good summer.